Of course, this video is brought to you guys by Panda Subs, our friends over there at pandasubs.com. 30% off your entire order using that promo code 49ers. And they, of course, have a deal right now on their Sleepy Sleep Aid, which, of course, is going to help you guys fall asleep at night, meaning you get a better recovery because you're sleeping through the entire evening. So check this out, along with their other great products, pandasubs.com. 30% off your order with the promo code 49ers. Okay, we're going to answer as many questions as possible, but super chats are guaranteed to have a question. Here's Mel. Ooh, he's saying what I was just talking about. Did Hurd change to 14 because there's possibly someone who wants number 17? Listen, I know the tie to Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown technically wore number 17 with the Patriots for one game last year, but no. Again, if Hurd was going to make the move, he would have waited till they signed Antonio Brown, and then he would have sold the number to Antonio Brown like a lot of players do, right? And a veteran comes in, hey, 50K, man, you know, you sign a 10-year or a $10 million contract, 15K, and I'll give you the number. So why would he have done this before they made the move? Listen, Antonio Brown's an 8-game suspension. Why would you sign him now when you could just wait 8 games and then get him at the end of the 8 games if you need him, which I don't think the 49ers are going to need. So I don't really know the reasoning behind number 14. He wore 5 in college, so it doesn't make a lot of sense, but maybe he just likes the number. David with a super chat has said, with Jimmy G 2 years removed from the ACL, 2 tight ends set, how much more of the playbook will we see? I feel like last year they didn't limit the playbook a lot with Jimmy Garoppolo, although I will say this. I was watching a Jimmy Garoppolo news conference, I think it was 2 days ago, and he said he feels leagues and leagues better than what he did at this point last year. Because remember, last year, he still was wearing the knee brace in training camp. We were worried about the ACL. He says he feels a night and day better. So that's the more exciting part in terms of what we're going to see with the playbook. I don't think the playbook was limited last year. So I think you'll see some more creativity from Kyle Shanahan just because Kyle Shanahan is moving forward in his career. But I don't think they were limited at all by Jimmy Garoppolo, and they sure as heck won't be limited this season. Let's see. Roland asked, 49ers release Benjamin because he opted out, release Sean Coleman, and use some of the money for Kittle. I mean, you could, but they didn't give Travis Benjamin a very big contract. It was a 1-year, very cheap deal, probably his final deal in the National Football League. And Sean Coleman was a backup, maybe bubble swing tackle. So was he even making $1 million? I don't know the exact numbers, but the odds are no. So does every dime count for a guy like George Kittle? Yes. But were these two moves, and I guess they weren't even really 49er moves because these two players opted out. But either way, are these going to make a significant impact in getting Kittle signed? No, I don't think so. We've heard from the head coach. We've heard from the GM. They're trying to get the Kittle deal done, but there's no update on that. So who knows when it's actually going to happen. Carlos says, should we trade for a wide receiver? What one do you want? And what one is available? If you really need a wide receiver, you go to the free agent market. And if you want to get the best receiver on the free agent market, you go get Demaryius Thomas right now. Now, they haven't gotten Demaryius Thomas, and even though he's like 32 years old and hasn't played well in the past couple of years with the Jets, he'd still be a good veteran option, but there's a reason they haven't signed him, and that is because they trust Brandon Aiyuk, they love Jalen Hurd, and they're excited to see what Kendrick Bourne and Trent Taylor do 1 year closer to the veteran status in the National Football League. So I think the question should be, should we sign one? And the answer is not yet, unless they stink in training camp, which they haven't really got on the football field yet. So wait a couple weeks and we'll see what happens. Okay, speaking of we'll see what happens, a random question. Let me ask, how many hours of sleep do you guys get in a given night? How many did you get last night? I got like 7 hours, but I'd love to start getting more. And if you want to join me in getting better sleep, how about our friends at pandasubs.com and their sleep aid, high-quality supplements, of course, at pandasubs.com. Promo code is 49ers, and you get 30% off your order, including the sleep aid right here, which is normally in the $50 range. It's down to like $31, and you're going to sleep great whenever you use it. Trust me here. Really improves the relaxation and the sleep that you need, especially if you're working out, which is probably why you'd be getting a supplement product in the first place. So, pandasubs.com, promo code 49ers, 30% off your order. Head over there right now. Okay, more 49er questions here. Bryant says, will Kinlaw win Defensive Rookie of the Year? There's a chance. Problem is Chase Young exists, and Chase Young, I think, is probably the leader to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. And there are also some other really good players who were taken in the first round on the defensive side of the football. You can think of a guy like Kenneth Murray, the linebacker, who's probably going to start with the Los Angeles Chargers. I think he has a real good shot at doing it. Grant Delpit, the safety. There are a bunch of cornerbacks taken early on. Any one of them could win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Is he the favorite to win Defensive Rookie of the Year? No, because D tackles don't normally win Defensive Rookie of the Year. The favorite's got to be Chase Young. Will he have a chance to win Defensive Rookie of the Year? Yeah, 100%. Right? Anyone can do it, and he has a chance because he's alongside other great players will face very few double teams. It can really just work on his ability to get to the pass rusher. But, it's just hard for a D tackle to put up enough numbers to get Defensive Rookie of the Year. Easy for Nick Bosa, harder for a D tackle. Jimmy John, love Jimmy Johns. 49ers over under 800 yards for Brandon Aiyuk. I'm going to go under 800 for Brandon Aiyuk, but I would go right about 800 for Jalen Hurd. Remember, Hurd has had a whole offseason to study the 49ers playbook, and really a whole season last year as he sat on the bench. So I think Hurd has a better first year, but Aiyuk might have a higher ceiling, if that makes sense. 800 yards for Brandon Aiyuk in his rookie year would be unreal good. I mean, he might win Offensive Rookie of the Year if he were to do that. But the odds of that happening, I don't think are that high. Although, I will say this, just to support Jimmy John here right now. He doesn't have a Debo or Richie James early on, so he's going to get a lot of reps there with the one, so maybe it's possible. But I don't see it. I would go under. It's like 500, 600, 700 yards. Over, 800, 900 to 1,000 yards is just way too many. I don't see it happening. Orlando. Will Jordan Reed catch more than Kittle? No. Jordan Reed will not catch more than Kittle, although I like the signing. Now, we talked about Jordan Reed on this show last week, and what did I say? I said it wasn't going to happen. So here's me saying I was wrong about Jordan Reed. I didn't think they'd have the money to do so, and I didn't think that they needed to add another tight end. But now that they've done it, you kind of got to sit back and go, it makes sense. Okay, right? He hasn't been on the football field a lot due to concussions. If he stays healthy, he's not going to face any double teams like he did in Washington because Kittle gets all the double teams. So I'm fine with it, and it was a cheap deal. So no, he won't get more. He won't get more catches, but I think he's going to have an impact. So that's cool. Now, speaking of the impact that you guys have on this channel, the more subscribers we get, the more videos we can do. And we do a lot of videos here on the 49ers Report as it is right now. So if you want the best 49er coverage, especially during the offseason when you're watching ESPN, they're probably not talking about the 49ers. We're talking about them here. The best coverage on the entire internet. Hit that red subscribe button right now. Okay, Rudy asked, do you think it's a big loss with Seahawks claiming DJ Reed? No, I saw that earlier today. Thought about talking about it tonight, but I figured one of you guys would ask me about it, so it brings it up anymore. No, losing DJ Reed is not a massive loss for the 49ers. I guess if you want to say he's going to bring the secrets of the Niners to the Seahawks, sure, that's an argument, but don't worry about that. Not a big deal. I don't see that being a massive impact on the 49ers at all. Let's see. Hero asked, how has Trent Williams looked so far during camp? Looked a little heavier from the couple of photos I've seen so far. I don't know if he's heavier. He's just in playing weight, right? Didn't play last year. Has probably bulked up since the last time we saw him on the football field. There hasn't been a lot of, in terms of one-on-one opportunities for Trent Williams to shine because the pads have not been on and the helmets have not been on either. The helmets come on next week and the pads go on the week after that. But I will say this. Trent Williams has praised Jimmy Garoppolo a ton this week. And again, they're throwing without pads, without helmets. So he likes what he sees from a left tackle standpoint, but there isn't an update yet because they're basically just doing walkthroughs right now, which is really hard to judge how in shape and ready to go a player is during the walkthroughs. Next week, though, and really the week after, they're going to be doing 11-on-11, 7-on-7 with a lot more details on Trent Williams, but he's healthy, so that's good news. Giovanna asked, we should start Jason Barrett. No, I would not start Jason Barrett. I don't know where you would want to start Jason Barrett because I trust Witherspoon and I especially trust K'Wan Williams and obviously the safeties as well, right? Barrett is kind of this multi-role guy. You could play him a lot of places in the secondary, but the 49ers secondary to me is completely solid, and I don't see any sort of player having a very bad year. So no, I don't see Jason Barrett. I don't see Jason Barrett starting at all. No, don't see it happening. Anthony says Jamal Adams be a big problem for us. He's a good player. He's going to make an impact. It's not like Kittle's just going to run roughshod on Jamal Adams literally the entire 2 games they play. He's going to get hits. I think both of them are going to go right at each other. And obviously the Seattle Seahawks said, their GM said that they got Jamal Adams for George Kittle. So if you want to say he's a massive problem, no. But I think he's going to make things a little bit more difficult. But that's the fun of the Seahawks-49ers rivalry. I think an Adams versus Kittle matchup that you can be highlighted and watched during the 2+ meetings they have in 2020 is going to be good for us as fans and exciting for the rest of the National Football League. Keeping those questions in using the hashtag 49ers. Remember, super chats as well. We get your questions up at the same time. You're done. 187 says, front office thinking on not signing Kittle and filling it in with Jordan Reed. Okay. Last week, I said that they might try and sign Jordan Reed in order to get Kittle to bring his price down a little bit. Now, they've signed Jordan Reed, But now that I look into it, I kind of want to take that back. I don't think this is a, oh, we're going to replace George Kittle. You better sign for cheaper. No, I don't think it is. I think they saw a player in Jordan Reed who was cheap, who no one would sign, and they can pair him with George Kittle and give some depth to the position as well. Remember, Kittle has not exactly been the picture of health his entire career. He's played through some injuries, been played very well through some injuries, but still to have a backup there that you can rely on is very big. I think the Kittle problem is just that it's going to take a little bit longer, and they'll probably have it done by week 1. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Now, speaking of those wide receivers we talked about earlier, who has a better year in 2020, Hurd or Aiyuk? I just said it's Jalen Hurd. But if you think it's Brandon Aiyuk, then type A down below. If you think it's Hurd, then type H down below. Let me know in the comment section. Oh, another super chat by Mr. David. Let's see here. Oh, this is OJG who had a super chat there. I don't think he asked a question. You got to ask questions for us to be able to see. And still, big shout out to OJG. We appreciate you, man. And there was another one, I think, that might be, I don't know what the next question is. Here's the next question. With the Biz asked if Reed can stay healthy, you see us having a dynamic duo at tight end such as Gronk and Hernandez. Gronk and Hernandez are really good. I mean, really, really good. From a football field standpoint, right? Talking to Aaron Hernandez on the football field, him and Gronk were great. I don't know if that's as dynamic of a duo. One of the better tight end duos right now is Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert in Philadelphia. Now, if Reed can stay healthy, and that's part of your question, then sure, it might be pretty good, but I don't think it's going to be Gronk and Aaron Hernandez type. There's a reason that Jordan Reed took this long to be signed, and he signed for so cheap. So no, I wouldn't bank on it. It's not going to be bad, but he's not going to be, it's not going to be like a 1A and 1B punch. Cody, let's see. Cody says, do you sign Gian Jordan to release / Dee Ford, the cap to sign Kittle? No, I don't think that's the move. I talked earlier in the month that I thought if you wanted to free up cap space, you could go ahead and trade Dee Ford. I think cutting him creates a lot of dead money, so it doesn't work out in terms of number-wise. I think Gian Jordan is strictly a depth move at defensive end because behind Dee Ford and behind Nick Bosa, it's very, very weak at the end. So just a depth thing.